Hey guys, it's Niclas here from upgradetolife.com. And as you can see, again today, I am not alone. I have an amazing guest with me who in just a second will introduce himself to you guys. And we're going to talk about a lot of very insightful, very interesting things. We're going to talk about the success stories from Leon. He achieved amazing things in actually all main life areas when it comes to relationships. He will share a specific person story about money, about health. So definitely stick till the end. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot of, like I said, insightful things. And with that, I give the word to you, Leon, and you can introduce yourself to the audience, first of all.
Thanks, Nicholas. So hi, everyone. My name is Leon. I live in Italy, in the southern part of Italy, and I'm 25 years old. Yeah. My journey to manifestation begins in 2 years from now, so in 2020. And I guess finding Niclas and finding Neville also was the best thing that could happen in my life. So yeah, very nice. I'm not being biased here. I'm not just trying to sell Niclas programs here, just trying to be honest and sure and say that, yeah, really the best thing that could happen to you guys, just like it did to me, is to find Niclas and the Neville Goddard teachings.
Very cool. Yeah, that's a nice intro. Thanks first of all for the for these.
Don't mention
it. When you started with manifesting, right? I think that's the first nice topic. So you then found about me, found about Upgrade Your Life and all of that. But can you maybe tell the audience how long has it been since before you discovered specifically my Instagram handle, my YouTube channel? If you remember that, how long you have been into these teachings in general?
So in general, I think we can divide my life into two parts. So when I was younger, I was unconscious about the manifestation. I was like how they tell the unconscious competent. So when I had any kind of trouble, any kind of problem, maybe even, let's say, something stupid with the computer, okay? Let's say a program won't start. I would visualize unconsciously me already fixing the problem there. And the program, just like that, out of the blue, would start, just like magic.
Yeah.
And that's also a kind of manifestation. And I had a lot of manifestation like this. When I would visualize something, I would feel already real, and then I would experience in real life. But that was the unconscious part of my life, because I didn't know I could manifest other things like this. Maybe I thought like it's fortune, it's like a coincidence, it's something like this. And then I started to learn about the real law of assumption, as Neville says, in 2020, when I first found the video of Bob Proctor, was my main mentor on YouTube. And with Bob Proctor, I got introduced to Neville Goddard. And the first ever book I read was Feeling is the Secret. And I'm still reading it every single day, because I think it's, for me, my opinion, is the best from Neville Goddard. And yes, from there, I would start manifesting little things just to see if, let's say, are these guys for real?
Yeah, just proving it, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, because when you come from a closed-minded environment and they say you need to have a job, you need to have a degree, you can't manifest things, you can't have a certain amount of job, you can't have this, basically. And then you see the exact, when you see the opposite with the teachings on Bob Proctor and Neville, you say like, is this real for me? Are these guys talking for real? And then I would manifest small things like, let's say, someone telling me a specific quote, like, how are you feeling today? It's too general. Everyone can tell you this.
Yeah.
But if I get to say one specific quote, one specific phrase from a person, then I would know it's no coincidence. It might be something else. Then I would start with grander things, with, like, let's say I would manifest 50 euros, 100 euros, and a small job. I also manifested a small job. And yeah, that's like the route started for me. I would
Perfect.
start with small things and then grow with greater and grander things to be sure the law assumption and the laws of the universe work
Yeah.
for me as well.
All right. You also talked with me about this before we started, pressing recordings to record this interview right now for the YouTube audience. And there you mentioned that you then stumbled upon a video of mine, or was it the Instagram account first? I just forgot. Like, can you say that again? Like, where you then found me, you reached out, and then you followed me for a while, and then you just decided to take the next step and join the program. Is that accurate? Is that correct?
Yeah, so basically, when I first had my mentor, Bob Proctor,
Yeah.
He introduced to me Neville Goddard. So after reading the first book, Feeling is the Secret, and falling in love with it, I would read it, reread it every single day. And like it happens on the social medias, when you search something on Google, the cookies stored there make the ads appear on your phone, maybe
Sure.
the relevant pages that you search for. And I stumbled upon your Instagram page first.
Nice.
Was the Neville Goddard Foundation, the fundamentals page.
Yeah.
And there were specific quotes about the feeling is the secret, like the chapter 1, the law and operation, chapter 2, the sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and then the prayer, chapter 3, and very specific quotes about the feeling is the secret book.
Yeah.
That just clicked, something clicked inside of me, and then told me maybe I should text this guy. I should type, let's say how this ends up. And yes, basically I asked you for some advices,
Mm-hmm.
and you replied to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I never joined your program, although I never paid you, and you never were my mentor, you just genuinely, for the sake of helping me, wanted to give me advices on manifestation. And that really hit me, because I thought, in today's world, where can I find a mentor or someone who gives me advices without being paid? So it's like I was very honest, very, very sincere guy. And I said, yeah, let's go on. Let's ask for some advices. Maybe he can help me out a bit. And yes, and right there and then, I think you send me maybe a link on your YouTube page, your YouTube channel page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there I got to know about your program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think like, and the time span was like on April 2021, I got to know your Instagram page. And on July of that same year, I joined your program,
Yes.
your online program.
Exactly. So about, like we said before, about a year ago, roughly a year ago.
Yeah, roughly a year ago, yes.
So within that year, obviously, very much happened. You introduced that to me earlier when we spoke, and also when we chatted about recording the interview. And I think, now that we don't keep the listeners, the viewers waiting any longer, before we talk more about the program, before we talk about Neville's teachings, before we talk about some insights, the community in general, and all of those things, I think it would be really interesting right now to hear what you are able to consciously bring forth, right? What you are able to consciously manifest. Because guys, I have to tell you, before we press recording, right, we just had a chat, and Leon, in such a wonderful and perfect way, described to me that he applied the core principles and what this led to and what he manifested. I had to stop him and say, wait, like, just save that juicy stuff, save all of that for the main interview. And now we're basically here. So like I said in the beginning, right, Leon manifested things in the relationship field, in the money field, in the health field. So would you just give us an insight into what you manifested with your relationship? You can maybe tell us first the story about what happened there. I think the viewers will love that.
Yeah, so without further ado, I will tell about the main manifestation, the best manifestation. Yeah, the big topic here. It's the SP. Yeah. I know a lot of other people are maybe manifested already their SP. Some others are having troubles, are having problems here. I want to know about how to manifest an SP. And so here's my story. About, just like Niclas said, 1 year ago, was like September, October of 2021. I was in no contact with my SP. So she's from here, where I live, also in the southern part of Italy. And we basically had an argument, and we were friends. We were longtime friends. And so we decided to go no contact because of the argument. And she basically blocked me on WhatsApp, on Instagram, and I did the same thing. But there was something inside of me that told me, I think this is the good, this is the right girl, this is the one for me. And I would use the Neville techniques. So fast forward in November, December in 2021, after using the Neville techniques that that I and Niclas will talk about later, I succeeded at manifesting my specific person. I would say that we were in no contact for about 1 month and a half. So for everyone who is listening here, who is watching us here, I want to say that no matter how the circumstance currently is, you can be in no contact for 1 day, or you could be in no contact for 10 years, okay? No matter where the SP is, because it could be in the same city of yours, but it could be on the other part of the world. That does not matter, okay? And also, the thing that I wanted to point out is that some people may feel guilty when manifesting an SP. I'd say like, maybe this is not the correct one for me. Maybe I should go for another one. And I would say that just like you can manifest a general person, you can manifest a specific person, okay? So I was going out with some friends of mine like mid-October of 2021, after a month of no contact, more than a month actually of no contact. And I found my SP that was in college, was studying there on a sidewalk. I was in front of a bowling building, and I was going in with some friends of mine to just play and have some fun and go out together. And there she was walking past me. So I said, like, maybe this is a sign, maybe something is happening around here. And yes, that same night, after 1 month and a half no contact, I decided to send her a text message, okay? And she later replied to me, and we hung out like friends. We spent a very, very good night. And then just the abridged version, because I don't want to put in every single detail in, we were able to communicate every single day. We were able to see each other, hang out together. And so at the end of the 2021, so let's say consciously when I started manifesting her, it was the end of September.
Yes.
And when we finally got together was at the 3rd or the 4th of December of 2021 when we finally got together. So in a time span would be like 2.5 months. Okay. Yeah. And fast forward to that, we using the Neville Goddard's teaching and consciously manifesting her, I was able to be in a relationship with her. And by the way, I'm still currently in this relationship with my SP.
Yeah, because that would have been my concluding question on this amazing spot on manifestation of yours is, right, if you're still together with this person, because many people in this whole manifesting realm, just in a second we're going to talk about this, they use these fancy methods out there, right, to, I don't know, like get a text or whatever crap is out there.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's it, right? But you, I would love to hear that from you again, because you told me before we pressed recording, you focused on the fundamental principles, right? On this 3-step process, basically. And I think that's a really good point in time to just say that again, right? To also help the audience, people that are maybe confused with the subject, and to show them that it doesn't need to be, and it is not the fancy techniques. It is not the, I don't know, like woo-woo do this for 3 seconds and then this for whatever, right? It's just focusing on the core fundamental things that Neville taught as well. So what did you do exactly, if you can point this out?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would start out saying that the most important part here is not what you do. It's who you are. So it's not the doing, it's the being.
Yes.
Okay? So the three fundamentals here are: the first one, decide what you want, what you really want. Okay? The second one, like Neville talks about, is visualize and imagine a scene that implies that your wish has already been fulfilled. Okay, so let's say you want to manifest, like me, the SP. You need to be clear about the person you want to manifest, obviously, and then you would construct a scene where you and your SP are already together. Okay, so you're hanging out, you're going out for a dinner, you're kissing each other, you're cuddling each other, you're sending texts on maybe the WhatsApp, on your social medias account, and basically you're already together. And the third one is the feeling. Okay, you need to feel as if you are already with the specific person right here, right now. Okay, not in a long future, not in 10 years from now. You are already there. As Abdullah said, the mentor of Neville said, you're already in Barbados. Exactly. You went already there. Yeah. That's the three fundamental you want to use. Mm-hmm. And so for the being part, for the feeling part, you can use a lot of techniques. And I want to point out that the important part here is not the techniques, okay? The important part here is the inner certainty. You need, what you want to strive for is that inner certainty that what you want is already yours, okay? So it might be health, might be wealth, might be relationship with friends, might be relationship with SP, with new SPs, with a general person, whatever it is you're looking for in your life, you want to strive for the feeling, that inner certainty, that gut feeling that tells you, okay, I have it. It's done. Yeah. You need to feel relaxed and be conscious that it's already here. So for a more detailed version, I would visualize a scene where friends congratulated me and told me, you're finally together. Mm-hmm. I'm happy for your relationship. You two are a perfect match. And I would put in, as Neville said, all the sensory vividness of reality. So I would hear, I would smell, I would see, I would touch, I would taste everything that I knew in real life I would taste as well, touch, hear, see, and smell. So I would put in all 5 of my senses. And then, just like I'm doing this, I'm doing some affirmations that, and I want to point out also, these are not fundamentals, okay? They are not mandatory. You can do it if you want to, or you can skip this part. I would affirm, like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am this happily, mutual respected relationship with my SP. We are caring each other. We are loving each other. We are very, very mature people. We are having the best relationship ever. We are happy, we are serene, we are calm. We really love each other to the core, okay? I would repeat this day after day. And what happens to you is, maybe when you do this once in a while, or for the first time, you feel like, no, this is a lie, this can never happen. But when you repeat this every single day, multiple times a day, and you really visualize the scene, and you affirm, you do the visualization, imagination, the affirmation, you feel like that something is shifting inside of you, okay? So you feel like, yes, they maybe could happen. Then you skip forward to one month, or maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and you say, I'm sure I'm sure that she is here, he is here. I'm manifesting this. I have this money. I have that. So here, the most important part is being what you want to be already, and then persist in it.
Yeah.
The persistent part is maybe even more important than the being part, because if you're being what you want to be just for 1 minute a day, and the other 23 hours and 59 minutes you say, no, it's impossible, no, I'm not here, no, you will mess up your entire manifestation.
Yeah.
But if you're being, and if you persist in it, just like Never says, although your senses may deny it now, if you persist in it, you will resurrect it in your world. You will encounter your manifestation in your world.
100%. Yeah. This was a perfect, summary of this whole entire process in a sense. I would like to add something to this just to, give people that listen to us even more clarity, because one thing that you pointed out right now is the importance of going back to that end state, right? So let's say you got clear on what you want, right? If that's the person, money, car, business success, it's about your desire. So you got clear on that end state. Then you appropriate that. Let's say you imagine something that implies you have it, like you did, right? Or you hear congratulation, or you feel something, whatever that is. So this inner certainty is established. Boom, you come out of this experience with satisfaction, and it's done. But then, like you also said, what many people do is they then still react to their current circumstances in the opposite way. Like they still go back to reacting, still go back to being triggered, still go back to being doubtful, and all of that. So here, the really important thing, like Leon pointed out, is to, when you notice that your reactions are not in alignment with how they would be if you would already have achieved your goal, right? If you notice that you are doubtful again, that you feel the desire is coming up again, then what you have to do is you have to, like Leon did, consciously go back to the end again, aka persistence, meaning to experience the end again, to hear the congratulation again, to just feel it real, just be it right now within again. And I always bring this example, like Neville did, with satisfying your hunger, right? If you're hungry, and when are you satisfied? When you ate physical food, then you're just satisfied. And the same here, when you're hungry, when you desire, and you experience the end again, you just bathe yourself in that fulfillment. There is no more desire. There is no more need. You just are it again. And if you do this, like Leon said, again and again and again, after some time, it can be a day, it can be a week, it can be a month, you establish this subtle inner knowing, this subtle inner certainty, this conviction that it is done, that you are it now. And if you remember, guys, that your world only has a mirroring function, like a confirming function, it can only confirm what you are now within, you know how this works. You have to be it right now within, and then the mirror can show it to you, like it happened with Leo's case. So that maybe just to round up this fundamental process in a sense. And like you said, and there are many techniques, right? Of course, people can affirm, you can visualize, you can hear, you can taste, you can touch, but it's really about the placing your awareness on being it now, becoming conscious of having already achieved it, so that this conviction grows, right? Through whatever means and technique. Another question to you, Leon, because you now so perfectly explained your success story about the specific person, the relationship. You talked about the fundamental process. What I wanted to ask you is about other manifestations that you experienced, right? We talked about this earlier too. So would you like to give the audience also an insight on, what you were able to also achieve and consciously manifest with Neville's principles?
Yeah, of course. Yes, before answering this question, I wanted to point out something you said earlier.
Sure.
So I want to say that you need no external savior, okay? The savior is already in you. It's you, the savior, okay? And I know this very well because I come from a Christian background, okay? So I would say a lot of prayers. I would do a lot of fasting. I would kneel down and say, God, please help me. God, please do this. God, please do that. But nothing ever happened to me. So, okay, just like Neville says, you need no external God. So as long as you give your power to external things, external beings, you can ever realize how powerful you are, and you can never manifest basically anything, okay? So that's the basics here, the fundamentals, of the Christian religion as well. So being all the rituals or the ceremonies are just fancy things to give you the belief
Yeah.
that someone else is doing that for you. But actually, really what's happening is that you are manifesting the things you want. There's no external God that, let's say, does for an intermediary between you and your desire and says, yeah, you can have it, or no, this you can't have it right now, you will have it in the future. Okay, guys, cut this BS, please, because I come from a Christian background and I know what this is. Okay,
Yeah.
so, and also as Niclas said, the world is just a mirror, and beautifully said with the Neville Goddard's words, it's, for life never makes mistake. Okay, and it
Exactly.
always gives man what man first gives himself.
Yeah.
So if you want something, and if you want to be healthy, if you want to be loved, if you want to be everything you want to be, you first need to give these things to you. You need to
Exactly.
feel worthy of love. You need to feel loved. You need to feel anything healthy, wealthy with your SP. Okay, because the world is only a mirror. The person you encounter is like messengers, and you not need to judge your current circumstances, for they are only a feedback.
Yeah.
So if you don't like the feedback, like when you wake up in the morning, you go to the mirror, in the mirror, watch yourself in the mirror. If you don't like what you see, you don't smash the mirror. You
Exactly.
just change what's wrong with you, and then the mirror will reflect back what you want. That's the exact same thing with manifesting. First, give yourself what you want, then everything will fall apart, will fall into the perfect place to give you everything you need. People will come to you, circumstances will come to you, money, if needed, will come to you, everything.
Yeah. This is why people don't understand this whole topic of, not lifting a finger. They seek for the results.
Exactly.
They do this, they do that. But when you understand the principle, then you know that you don't need to, focus on changing your actions or anything external. You need to focus on changing, like you said, who you are, and then the rest follows automatically. People come, people change, everything literally. And I noticed this lately very deeply. Literally, things mold around you. So in a sense, you are this center. You decide what you assume for true in the center, and then things mold around you. You encounter new circumstances, but you don't have to seek things and change things and try to make something happen. You have to be it right now, and then things automatically happen, like Neville says, right? Everything that happens automatically. And just quickly to catch up on the thing you said about being the operant power is basically a topic that we covered before, right?
Yeah,
realizing
exactly.
that you yourself, right? Who is determining what you imagine, right? If you gain control over your imagination, over where you place your attention on, then you will notice that you are the master of your fate. You are determining what you paint on this canvas of life, and no other external entity is out there determining something for you. So if that is fully understood, I'm sure you agree with me, that is a deep sense of self-empowerment, of like feeling in control, of feeling stable and not like a victim to life.
Exactly. Beautifully said. Yeah, I would totally agree with this.
Nice, man. Nice. Let's give the people more, of the successes. I think people love that. Let us know in the comments, guys. If you like the success stories, if you like the Neville Goddard teaching insights. So, Leon, next to this specific person, which is a great manifestation of yours, what are other things that you manifested?
So other things important that come to my mind right now are that I manifested a lot of other things, maybe small things, but they are also manifestations.
Sure.
So maybe the other important part would be the health. Let's cover the health topic here.
Good idea.
Earlier this year, on April, I had a fever, I had a cough, I encountered and I experienced migraine. I experienced with some, let's say, illness with my stomach, with my intestines. And so it was a very, very bad situation. But, when Neville, it's like someone is giving you the key to to the world. Literally,
Yeah.
it's giving you the key
Yeah.
to have everything you want.
Yeah.
And once you know the fundamentals, you know, you basically know that every manifestation works the same. Okay,
Mhm.
so I want to manifest my SP, I can manifest anything else. So as for the health topic here, I would see myself as already healthy. Okay, I would visualize in me doing the test, you know, that little test there. And yeah, I would visualize the test being completely healthy, and that means that I was cured. And also, I would visualize myself as perfect, already going out with some friends of mine, already
Nice.
with my SP. And yes, I could definitely say that that sped up the entire manifestation progress to. And I have right now, people say that may leave you with other symptoms, with short memory, with you can experience how do you say that? You can experience, let's say, sore throats. You can experience a lot of bad things, basically. But right now, I feel like I'm completely healthy. I felt I was healthy, and I am completely healthy right now. I
Perfect.
had no signs left whatsoever.
Mhm.
And then also I would manifest, as Niclas said, a small amount of monies. I would start with small amount of monies. I would say, today I already have in my hands, that I would visualize the 50 euros bill in my hand. I would feel it. I would touch it. And I would also smell it, because money, as strange as it may seem,
It's true.
also has a smell like
Yep.
everything else. So I would do this, and then I wouldn't care of the action I took, as Niclas said, because I couldn't possibly know how those 50 euros would come from. So maybe in the same day, sometimes happened that the same day that I visualized the 50 euros bill on my hand, I would have people like friends or like the family ones from the parents or from siblings that would hand me the 50 euros bill and say, there you go, it's a gift for you, you have the money.
Yeah.
Or maybe some previous payments that you made that impossibly you can never ever possibly remember of, and maybe from the bank or maybe from Amazon account, maybe something else. They say, here you have 50 euros coupon to spend on doing what you want. Here's a previous balance on your bank that would restore itself on its own, and say, here I have another 50 euros bill. And yeah, you can know where they come from, but you need to some way, somehow it will happen.
Um, Another question, Leon, I would like to ask you is, at one point in last year, you decided, you know, when you found me on YouTube and on Instagram, and you saw, wow, that somehow resonates with me, you decided to take the next step, right? And you started to join the program. Can you maybe give me an insight in what you feel like helped you with this program the most, or how, or has the program, even in your point of view, helped you with understanding these principles, with moving forward, with getting your manifestations? Maybe you can just tell us something about that.
Yeah, so basically, last year when I first stumbled upon your Instagram page talking about the Neville Goddard fundamentals, I would see specific quotes on the manifestation techniques. Okay, so let's say about the Feeling is the Secret book, that, by the way, I read every single day, the complete reader here,
Yeah.
Neville Goddard.
Nice.
So I would see specific quotes that would something just clicked inside me and told me, maybe this guy knows something that I don't know of, or maybe he can help me doing something.
Yeah.
So I would text you, and then you would genuinely, without being paid, just give me advices. I would say, how nice of this guy to just give me random advices and help me out without being paid. Maybe not everyone right now in this world will do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, I would listen to your advices, then I would go on the YouTube videos. on the channel, and I would listen to your videos and follow your principles and apply your guidance there. But then something inside of me just told me maybe I should enroll in this program.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, basically I joined the program, and let's say it's a very, very, very well done program. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Niclas here covers everything from the basics to the specific things as money, as health, and as peace. So I guess that really, really helped me out, because there are a lot of insightful and very helpful videos, because it covers about the high-end technique, the meditation that very helped me a lot. It just formless being, and just before you can say I'm Leon, you have to say I am. Okay. Yes. So you're conscious of only being. You're just being, basically. Okay. Then you go on with some specific things like everyone is yourself pushed out. That is, by the way, very well covered. Maybe you can find in the internet 1 or 2 videos that are in-depth, that have in-depth explanation, as Niclas has in his site there, in his program. And also random things like you would never expect to find in a program, like the doing after you have visualized and after you have consciously appropriated your wish. Some people say, what do I have to do now? And basically in the program, everything is explained and tells you you don't need to care about your action, because there will be inspired actions. Like you feel something inside of you telling you need to do this. But in hindsight, you can never say, oh, that was guided, because you feel it so natural to say, okay, let's go there. Let's do this. Let's go there.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, it's inspired.
You can't resist it. You can't resist it. It just happens. You just do it without questioning that.
Yeah. It's like a itch. You say, I need to do this. I have to go there.
Yeah.
And also some specific things like the talks about the money stuff, how you can build a very successful program. You can be an entrepreneur, you can be whatever you want to be, and also invest in yourself, because once you enter the program, the Niclas program, it's basically you can have access to your whole life. So it's not a program that lasts only 1 month, and if you don't renew the subscription, it will end up. No, you pay for the program, but you have access your whole life. And also that small amount of money you invest for the program will return not double, let's say 10 times more, 100 times more, once you apply the techniques you find in the program. Yeah. So everything you invest first, it's not money lost, it's invested money that can return to you in multiple sources of income. You can turn it in every way. Let's take the example here, the main example here, it's Niclas, that built a very successful program, a successful website, YouTube channels, that I remind, maybe 1 year ago, you had a few people subscribed to your YouTube channel. Now you have more than 10Ks, if I recall this correctly.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you have videos that have almost 60,000 views, 70,000 views. So it's very, very successful program. And he also has the social media pages. He's very, very, he's very connected, as you can see. And he's also very successful, because just recently you manifested the 10Ks. So the 100Ks, so 100,000 euros manifested. So you sure know how to do this. So I would recommend everyone to join his program, because he knows what he's doing. It's not a woo-woo stuff. It's not BS. He basically sells the fundamentals, and he can help you in anything you do in your life. Money, love, health, everything you need to do.
It's a nice summary. It's really a nice summary. I appreciate that. By the way, like I say to everyone that is a member of the program, I'm glad that you are on board in this program, right? I love to work with these people in there, and we do amazing things. And now, guys, you see basically one amazing example, like Leon and everything that he shared. What I wanted to ask you, now that you have been in this program, right, and you saw the contents, you saw their different like stages, we talk about all the concepts, and we have this red line through everything so that people start to make sense and that they can apply it correctly. How do you feel now after that? You went through everything, you in a sense already mastered it. Like you did master it, not just in a sense, you mastered it already. So how do you feel now for going on with the rest of your life now that you had this program in place, you learned all these principles? How does that make you feel? Really, I mean, yes, I know everyone wants the desires, of course, right? We have relationship things and the specific people, or in general, we have the money, the business, everything. But if you would zoom out, now that you know how to do this, how do you feel about all of that?
So one thing that I really want to point out here is that no amount of books you read, because of course you can make it alone. You can read a book just like I do here. You can open a page and read everything that tells you. And so let's say, as in consciousness, so on earth, feeling is the sick, chapter 2, sleep, okay? Anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. But what really helps you, what's the real step forward in your life, is to get a mentor, guys. So in hindsight, having had Niclas, having him as a mentor, even today, currently, it was the best thing that could happen to me, could have ever happened to me, because the books help you, the quotes help you, but when you have a very in-depth explanation on what to do every single day, because you start from the fundamentals, the week one. Then Niclas is also a very sly guy, because when you first join the program, he won't let you read and see the contents of week 2 or week 3. He will unlock later, because he will give you the time to metabolize everything, and also to apply the principles. So it was a very, very intelligent move here. And once the weeks go by and you really apply the teachings, you know it's here. So in hindsight, it was a very, very, very good thing for me to do this, and I would do this 100 times more. So I would, if I had to repeat this, I would enroll. I would
enroll again.
I would enroll again, because, as I said, it's basically it's a lifelong time. You can experience the programs, and you can have the techniques you need. So it's you can have all your life. It's a lifelong access to his teaching. So it's very, very helpful. They help me a lot.
I think that's very wise of yours, and this came across, towards me during this whole conversation we had, is that you also see these principles, not just as a quick gimmicky way of manipulating something, but as a lifelong shift, in a sense. Now you always know when a new desire arises within you, for whatever that is, you know how to appropriate that, you know how to bring that forth and externalize that and shift into that end state. And I think this is an impulse to you guys, if you're listening to us right now. Don't see these teachings, right, as a quick magical woo-woo stuff, right, to get a thing and then you go back to your old way of living life. Ask yourself if everything is possible, and even if you don't believe it yet, but just if that would be the case, that anything is possible, that everything is available to you, that you can be who you want to be. I know it sounds so, you hear this so often, but just if that would be actually true, then why would you settle for what you currently are? Why would you not apply this for really live kind of the life that you want and get better at this more and more? So I want you to think more long-term and apply these principles as a life principle and not just as a quick gimmicky way. And me and Leon, maybe we can also cover this quickly. I don't want to go too much into detail on that, but we also talked about the shady side of the manifesting community, because we all, I'm sure, are aware that, there is some true stuff, right? People that focus on teaching the truth, keeping it as closely as possible to the core fundamental principles and not drifting into millions of directions. But then there's also this side where you, I think you mentioned that, Leon, where you said, manifest anything you want in 17 seconds or things like that. And the thing is that, these videos, they also have their right to be, right? For people starting, it might be interesting, but be aware that sometimes you can get the false sense of how manifesting works. Sometimes you can be deluded and you think, oh, if you don't manifest in 16 seconds, then you're doing something wrong. So I think you have to be really cautious about from whom you learn, do what resonates with you, and don't get yourself deluded in this shady side of manifesting, this woo-woo stuff. What do you think about this, Leon? What do you think about this? I mean, you have been in this community also for a while, so
yeah. The first YouTube videos that I would look for about law of attraction stuff was like, how can you manifest a specific amount of money, or how you can manifest your soulmate in your life. And I would encounter things like as you talked about the 17 seconds technique. It was basically if you visualize intensely without any interruption whatsoever something you really want for 17 seconds, and you put in everything you can to make it look real, then you will encounter it in your life. So the first question that pops up in my mind is, why 17 seconds? The first one.
Yeah.
In all the time you can have, why that 17 seconds? Why 17? So that was the first.
It's a good question, by the way. Like I don't know. It's just made up. It's just made up. So
yeah. There was things like if you want to manifest a specific message from your specific person, you need to look intensely at your phone and maybe draw a cross upon it. And then you would say the name of your specific person, and it would come, the message would come afterwards. I would say that, why do these people say these things, and why do other people sell this thing? Why do other people?
Because I think there are two sides of this whole realm. Either you go for this side where you purchase this quick dopamine spike. So you purchase a quick, in a sense, I don't know, like course or whatever, where they tell you, look on your phone, feel the love, which is good, but do that and then you will manifest it. And that gives you a quick, but then eventually you realize, wait a second, that is actually not really leading to desired results, and I can't apply this long term. And then there is the side of the manifesting teachings, and those people who really focus on, again, the fundamentals, the core principles, and this teaching as a whole, and not just these things that get some clicks, get some views, but actually don't help people on the long run. So that is why I always say, guys, to you, do what resonates with you, right? If that resonated with you at some stage of your journey, all right, there is no shame, there is no blame, all right. But really see what is, what is the truth, right? What is the truth? Is the truth doing all of these fancy outside techniques, or is the truth to inwardly be your desired state, be in your desired state right now, to occupy it now, live in it now, so that the world can confirm this? And if you really get these fundamental principles, you will not even be interested any longer in so much manifesting videos, in so much fluff videos. Maybe you stay with some videos that you like. For me, I also have a mentor, and he also sometimes sends me some explanations and stuff, and I love that, right? But other than that, I don't watch videos and stuff like that. So that was just maybe another interesting topic that we covered.
This is not something you do once in a while and then forget about it. You need to live. You need to breathe in these here. That's what you need to do. As Niclas said, this is no magical, and there's no magic wand. It's no Harry Potter or something like this. It's just a lifestyle. That's what you need to do.
Exactly. I love that. I wanted to just add on that. I wanted to say, like you said, make it a life principle, right? And not just a one-time thing you learn once for just one goal and then forget, but then you go back into the autopilot way of life, into unconsciously drifting through life, but you stop being this conscious master of your fate in a sense. So that is why I'm also a fan of having this as a life principle, a principle to live by, and not just a gimmick. So I would say this is a nice conclusion, first of all, for our call. And usually you may notice from my YouTube videos, I say at the end of the YouTube video, I say, if someone would like to have more help, I do have two options basically that I do offer. The first option, and you know this, I'm sure, guys, is my free masterclass. I'm not sure if you watched this also, by the way. Actually, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 45 minutes masterclass, if I
I
recall it right.
shortened it a little bit. Currently, it's like
Okay.
30 minutes, but it was
Okay.
a little bit longer in the past. So that is one thing, guys, you can check out. It's the first link in the description. So if you want to have the condensed, the summarized version of what me and Leon just talked about, just click the first link. It's free. You enter your email, and you also get notified whenever I upload a new YouTube video. So you can do that. And otherwise, like Leon did, and if you're bold enough, you can also apply for this free 45-minute consultation call that I'm doing, where we can find out if we are a good fit. And if you see what Leon is saying, if you see what other people that I interviewed are saying, you will see that you have nothing to lose when you do this call, and we can just see, do we resonate? Are we a good fit? Sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's no, it's all good, right? But that is also what you can do if you would like my help personally. And is there any concluding word or tip you would give someone? You said already so much perfect things, but for anyone listening to us, is there maybe one or two tips that you would just straightforward give them? If you would speak to the version of you 2 years ago that came into these teachings, that studied them more, what would you tell this version?
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking about. What I was thinking about right now is give it a try, give it a go, go for it, because you have basically nothing to lose and everything to gain. Okay, because many people just listen and trust other peoples that are not qualified to do this. So I say, if you find the time to go to watch woo-woo stuffs and and listen to people that tell you you need to visualize for 17 seconds, you can trust your gut feeling. Okay, you can test it. You can test the Neville Goddard's way, the Neville Goddard's techniques. So if you go for it, you absolutely won't regret it, because this is no woo-woo stuff. This is nothing. This is just fundamentals. This is just the basic principles that everyone is using. We are basically manifesting every single day, every time. We just don't know it consciously, but we are basically doing it. So give it a try. You have nothing to lose, absolutely. And in the long run, just like I did, I had doubts, and at first I said maybe I shouldn't enroll in the program. Well, I already read a lot of books. I had a mentor. Why would I join a program with Niclas? I don't even know him. So people would say like, but I am into manifestation. I am into Neville Goddard's for about 10 years from now. What can this guy teach me that I don't know of yet? So give it a go. Really give it a go. Give it a try. It's a very, very well done, very structured program, covering from the basics to more specific things that really go for it. And also, if you're not ready yet, you can watch all the videos that Niclas has done on his YouTube channel. They are very, very helpful as well.
Awesome. Really nice. Perfect conclusion. This was a perfect call. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for sharing all of your personal details, your stories, successes, insights, helpful tips. I hope that you guys like this. Definitely give us a feedback in the comments how you like Leon, how you like these interviews. If you want me to have more guests, if you have something nice to say to Leon, then put it in the comments. And I look forward to see you in the next YouTube video. Leon, thanks for coming on my channel. And
thanks for having me, Niclas.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.